just over the next hill, and right off the beaten path, you'll find Big Wayne's compound, a secluded mountaintop spot that plays host to the craziest bunch of thrill-seeking hillbillies you ever saw. You won't find it on the map. It's easy to miss. But if you get an invite, take 'em up on it. But BYOB, and bring a lawn chair. There's lots to see, including the most bizarre slap-fighting league around. And let me tell you, these boys know how to put on a show. So hop in the truck, y'all, but we're headed out to Slap Mountain.
Mr. Krystal entered the Slap Mountain Championship tournament last summer and had every intention of bringing the belt back home with him to North Carolina. That is until he ran into a 5'9", 350-pound mountain man in the hardcore hillbilly. Mr. Krystal and the hillbilly went to war during quarterfinals, trading meat hooks for several rounds before the hillbilly found his target and eliminated Mr. Krystal from title contention. Dejected, Krystal left Slap Mountain in defeat, but not before insulting and offending nearly everyone in attendance, especially Slap Mountain veteran Big James Mayhem and the Mayhem family, quite possibly the straightest family tree on the mountain.
Big James, don't care how big your damn hands are. If I go to the second round, I'm slapping the piss out of you too. And that, my friend, is crystal clear.
The outspoken Krystal had harsh words for Big James and disrespected him continuously throughout the tournament, along with nearly every staff member, including the official, who just happened to be Big James Mayhem in disguise. Furious at the disrespect toward the Mayhems, the fans enjoyed the Hillbillies' KO of Mr. Krystal, but it just wasn't enough. That's when Big James realized what had to be done. Hello, folks, and welcome to Slap Mountain. My name is JT Tilley, and today we have a Slap Mountain grudge match between resident bad boy Mr. Krystal and the son of Big James, JD Mayhem, who has come to settle the score and put an end to the disrespect toward his father. And here he comes, folks. It's JD Mayhem. JD is the youngest of the Mayhem clan, leaping into the ring and preparing to defend the Mayhem family name.
JD gonna get slapped so damn hard.
JD is joined in the ring this afternoon by his father, Big James Mayhem. Big James is scheduled to face a 400-pound opponent later this afternoon. JD inserting his cotton.
Who's James?
He has an interesting approach with his cotton balls. He likes to be airtight in competition.
Name feels familiar, though.
All right, now that all 5 cotton balls are securely in place, we can continue. If you look down at ringside, you might notice legendary Slap Mountain pioneer Randall Randleman. Big James brought him in to help prepare the Mayhems for their fights, and you can clearly see the hard work that they've been putting in. Randleman won the original Slap Mountain tournament back in 2012, dealing out a series of brutal knockouts using his patented helicopter technique. That was nearly a decade ago, and he still wears the belt every day. Our next contestant is stepping out of the tree line now, escorted to the ring by legendary Slap Mountain competitor Superstar Kenneth. It's Mr. Krystal. Mr. Krystal has become somewhat of an internet celebrity since the premiere of Slap Mountain. We've received thousands of messages and requests for Mr. Krystal, who seems to have an undeniable appeal to female slap fans. Mr. Krystal always has something to say to the camera. And now he's stepping around the outside of the ring and preparing to enter the competition area, stepping up onto the platform. Stepping up onto the platform, that's our sign that it's time to get this fight cracking. Let's turn it over now to our ring announcer, Little Bobby Gomez.
The first opponent.
I think Mr. Krystal's gonna have
Standing to the left of me. You guys, to the right, you guys. JD Mayhem.
JD Mayhem with a look of intensity on his face.
And his opponent, Mr. Krystal.
And as always, Mr. Krystal, quite the showman.
This match is scheduled for a 20-round match.
And it's going 20 rounds again.
But whoever knocks out first is the loser, and whoever's remaining standing is the winner.
Our lead official this afternoon will be Brad, unfortunately. Brad's going to explain the rules to our competitors, and as you've heard, this match is scheduled for 20 rounds with a 90-second break between each round. Now, the rules at Slap Mountain are a bit of a mystery, but the best I can figure, no punching and no kicking, apparently no strikes to the forehead, and nothing underneath the chin. Thanks, Brad. All right, Mr. Krystal's going to call the coin toss here. He calls heads, and it's tails. That means JD Mayhem will have the first slap. So we're going to start this match with a half-hearted handshake. And then a karate chop to the neck by JD. All right, there's no denying that that was an illegal strike, so they're going to give him a penalty. Now, JD Mayhem has what's called a one penalty. Here we go with Mr. Krystal's first slap. Oh, nice slap by Mr. Krystal. Holy smokes. You could tell by the look on his face that JD was shocked by the power in that slap. And now we have a 90-second break. Mr. Krystal's quite a charismatic character. He's actually become very, very popular over the course of the last few months. Women love this guy. As a matter of fact, we'd like to request that women stop contacting our social media accounts for Slap Mountain, our Instagram, our TikTok, our Twitter. So many messages asking about Mr. Krystal. The answer is Mr. Krystal is in a happy, committed relationship with his live-in girlfriend, Tammy, of 2 years. And I've actually met Tammy the last time I was here. She's a really nice girl. Oh, Mr. Krystal with a bird, flipping a bird at JD Mayhem, gets a bird right back. I gotta tell you, JD Mayhem does not like Mr. Krystal at all, and you cannot blame him after all of the disrespect toward his family. Okay, here we are with the beginning of round 2. JD's gonna haul off here. Okay. That wasn't a good slap at all. The one thing I can say about that slap is that it was illegal, and it looks like the officials are going to call another penalty here. JD is now at a 2 penalty. Okay, and another fantastic slap here by Mr. Krystal. Mayhem claims that that's an illegal strike. All right, Kevin Cream Pie Okerlund and our referee Brad are going to decide here if that was a clean shot or not.
It was like on the boundary.
Yeah.
Okay, that's been determined to be a legal strike. That's a clean strike. So here we are with another 90-second break. JD Mayhem is at a 2 penalty. Mr. Krystal, no penalties.
Been doing it too long.
Mr. Krystal has some genetic gifts that have helped him to refine his slapping skills over the years. If you look closely, Mr. Krystal has actually got 2 sets of hips, so he's able to generate 2 times the power as a normally constructed man. Now, JD Mayhem has some genetic gifts as well. I think he's got an extra toe. All right, here we are with the beginning of round 3.
That way he's got long arms, too. I know. Where you hitting him?
All right, JD hauls off. Using the helicopter technique. Okay, that was another illegal strike by JD Mayhem. I'm starting to feel like JD doesn't care about whether or not these strikes are legal. Okay, it looks like JD Mayhem is now going to be at a 3 penalty. That's a 3 penalty for JD Mayhem. If he does reach a 5 penalty, he will be disqualified, and Mr. Krystal will win the match.
3-0.
Okay, 3-0. I believe that probably means 3 penalties to no penalties. All right, Mr. Krystal. Right on the money again. Mr. Krystal with some solid techniques this afternoon. Okay, I'm getting a message from Tammy, Mr. Krystal's live-in girlfriend. She's actually sent me a video file here, and she's asking if I will play it. I'm going to go ahead and play it during the break here.
Hey, all you boys and girls and YouTubers out there. I just want to tell you that I'm girlfriend and me and him's dating. And I just want you to please stop bugging him. He told me that he only loves me and only me. Just please leave my man alone. He doesn't want to be bugged. He's my baby, my love, and only my love. And if you can't believe this, then you don't need to believe it at all. Just leave him alone.
Okay. Now we're back at the table for round 4, and Mr. Krystal suddenly has a lot of concerns about JD Mayhem's slapping technique. JD's been throwing out a lot of illegal strikes, and I'm starting to think that maybe it could be on purpose. Mr. Krystal is now being very particular about the placement of the slaps, and I'm not so sure that JD or James Mayhem really care too much. Nope, another illegal strike to the ear. That's going to be a 4th penalty for JD. Now, to be fair, JD is really having a tough time finding his target, and because of the genetics, sometimes it's a little bit difficult to tell where the chin stops and the cheeks and the forehead begin on Mr. Krystal. All right, Mr. Krystal's 4th slap doesn't look too bad. Another solid shot. Okay, wait.
No.
Okay, the officials are discussing whether to charge Mr. Krystal with a penalty or not, and the crowd is very vocal about this.
You're right. It was on the
Okay, we've got a heated conversation going on in the ring, and it looks like there will be no penalty for Mr. Krystal. JD Mayhem is not pleased. Neither is the crowd. Okay, so as it stands, we've got JD Mayhem sitting at a 4 penalty and Mr. Krystal with no penalties. Oh, and now JD is raging out in the middle of the ring. This is not good. There's clearly a lot of built-up resentment here. Okay, wait, now JD is screaming at the fans in the audience. I just got another video message from Tammy.
Please back off, my man, and leave my baby alone.
What's going on here, Kevin? What are you doing?
I just don't like it when people hits on my baby, my man, my love.
Round 5 is underway. JD Mayhem hauling off. And he slaps Mr. Krystal in the neck again. And that might just do it for this match. That could be a 5 penalty for JD.
That's a double whammy.
It did look like a penalty.
Sorry. Are you ready? Go ahead.
Okay, doesn't seem like Brad's going to call this one, and I'm not sure why. Oh, a big shot from Mr. Krystal.
Slapping this young man.
Okay, JD does not seem phased. Come to think of it, he has not left this table one time during the match, and Mr. Krystal keeps milking every one of these breaks. I think he's trying to keep from getting continuously clubbed by JD Mayhem. Mr. Krystal's getting some advice from the legend superstar Kenneth, but I'm not really sure what you can do here. The Mayhems don't really seem to care too much about winning the match. They really just seem to want to continue punishing Mr. Krystal. And with Brad not calling that 5th penalty on JD, this match is going to continue. It could go all 20 rounds, and that puts Mr. Krystal in a horrible position here. I'm pretty sure his face is really swollen, but how would you know?
Shouldn't be allowed. Let's go.
Okay, here we are with round 6. JD Mayhem using the helicopter. Whoa! 100%, without a doubt, that was an illegal strike. Let's see if Brad calls it.
Hey, Ralph! Below the neck.
Yeah, because I mean, it came up like kind of like at the eyebrow, but the majority of the hand was right in the strike zone. So,
Ralph!
I mean, I kind of have to give it to him.
Krystal, get it, shoot.
Come on now.
Okay, so Brad has decided no penalty. This fight will continue. Round 6. And another fantastic slap by Mr. Krystal. That was probably his best slap of this fight so far. There is no doubt that JD felt that one. And now I can see where the crowd is starting to turn on Mayhem just a little bit here. Unbelievable. Mr. Krystal's trying to turn this around. Here's Tammy.
Leave my man alone. That's all I'm asking. If you can do it, I'll thank you, and I'll appreciate it. If you can't, then you're not well worth it. But I just want you to know one thing. Leave my man alone.
Round 7. Will JD Mayhem continue dropping bombs on Mr. Krystal? Oh, yes! Another devastating blow. That one was so wild that it actually hit him in the back of the head. And again, no penalty from Brad. Oh, my gosh. Here we go with round 7 for Mr. Krystal. Great shot. Oh, JD Mayhem shoots his cotton ball out at Mr. Krystal in response.
That young man just stood there and just took it.
Wow.
But I do have to say, Mr. Krystal just...
Dad picks up JD's nostril cotton.
That was a pretty good slap.
JD immediately shoves it in his ear. Oh, Mr. Krystal resorting to insults. He's calling JD Mayhem a pussy.
He just called Mr. JD.
Mr. Krystal has taken 7 brutal, illegal shots to the head, and it doesn't seem like he's got the power to hurt JD Mayhem. So this is not a great situation to be in.
30 seconds.
Okay, now he's asking Superstar Kenneth for more advice. It looks like there's something going on with the right hand of Mr. Krystal. I feel like maybe he's looking for a way out of this fight. Okay, he's talking to Cream Pie Okerlund now about his right hand.
And 10.
I think Mr. Krystal's looking for a way out. He's waved off the count. This fight could be over, folks.
What'd you think?
There's something wrong with the right hand of Mr. Krystal. That's it. This fight's over, folks. We've got a winner. Your winner's going to be JD Mayhem. And I can see here Mr. Krystal's actually starting to get a little bit emotional here, talking to Cream Pie. And that's the end of the fight. He's going to shake his hand with that right hand.
JD Mayhem is going to let this young man...
JD Mayhem has avenged all of the disrespect. And now they're going to go ahead and give each other a hug. He's going to pat him on the back with that same right hand. And again for his father. I sure would like to get a look at that hand, actually. Okay, there it is. It doesn't seem like there's anything wrong. It just looks like a regular little baby hand. Well, friends, there you have it. After 7 crazy rounds of competition, Mr. Krystal surrenders, and the Mayhem family walks away with bragging rights and a hard-fought victory. Congratulations to JD Mayhem on a successful defense of his family's honor and on a beautiful display of dexterity and strategery. Don't forget to like and subscribe, ring the bell for notifications, and be on the lookout for more big announcements from SlapFIGHT Championship. My name is JT Tilley, and we will see you next time on Slap Mountain.
Have a nice day, y'all.